we weren't really good at sports or anything like that. So it's like we had to find something to do where we would fit in, you know, and playing music gave us that thing that, like, this was our thing that we could do.
When we first started in '87, we some of the first gigs we played were in a town away in Ballston Spa at the high school there, in the gym. It was like Battle of the Bands, and it was all metal bands.
Yeah, metal.
And then
was
us,
huge. Yeah.
you know.
Doing
everybody
REM
did backstage,
and
yeah.
Velvet Underground and Elvis.
All the bands would be backstage, and you know the girlfriends would be getting them dressed and stuff. And I remember somebody came over to us and they were like, "What are you guys wearing?" And we were just like, "This."
As you know, Saratoga is a tourist town in the summer, and like he was saying, the venues need music. So what's most of the music? It's cover music and just your standard bar fare. But we had people in this town that believed in us, and we could exercise our original music into these scenes, and as well get like our craft under control by learning more music, that figuring out what kinds of music connected with people.
When you're talking about the folks that were really important to us, you can't not think about some of the club owners too in the area.
Yeah.
Specifically, Charlene Shortsleeve from the QE2. It just seemed like whenever they needed an opener for some band that was coming into town, she'd go to us. Howard Glassman would have us all the time. He'd give us...
Howie.
Yeah, he let us play on Sundays. We did these like Sunday shows at Bogies that were just phenomenal.
When we first dove into touring, it was what we wanted to do. You know, the first chunk of years we spent in Saratoga, then Albany, then New York. Then we did a show in Boston, or we would play Western New York. Or we'd play up in New Hampshire.
Yeah, I mean, you get to California and there's people there to see you. It blows your mind.
Yeah.
And then as you play with other bands, you are inspired to do things that you never would have done. I mean, you know, at this time, there was no internet. Like, we didn't have cell phones. There was no maps. Yeah, well, do you remember when Terry Ellis were in the boardroom looking out over Central Park on whatever amazing tower and record company room with this massive wooden table, and the president of the record company comes in his swank suit, and he's like, "So, you know, what kind of artist do you want to be?" What you know, and you're sitting there like looking at a money guy, and you're just thinking like, if I spoke reality right now, he would never sign us. And luckily, you were like, well, you know, I want to be kind of like the Kinks, you know, where they have hits, but they also have interesting stuff. And I was like, thank God he said that, you know.
Yeah. But I think I also said, though, I was like, I would love to be the kind of songwriter like Ray Davies, where a family could sit around a piano and play one of their tunes.
Yeah.
You know, like that kind of thing.
That's the best you could hope for, is that your music is everlasting. And you hope that our authenticity with it for ourselves is the kind of thing that would make the songs that we write everlasting. You know, it's the best you could hope for. In the early years, like right away, our needs were really satisfied. And so where I understand where you're coming from, I feel like we're still searching to satisfy that need. That same feeling we had when we first played, the same feeling we had when we packed a room in Saratoga, is the same feeling we're feeling today when we're trying to learn new songs to play at our show in 2 weeks, you know.
Right.
And for better or worse, we kind of like still at it for the same reasons.